by Iraqi citizens, but there was also a lot of apparently Iranian National Guard, Iranian Guard units, pro-Iran
Yeah.
paramilitary militia units there.
All that stuff.
So they really have their hands full. And now we have additional troops being sent. And there's word today that Iran launched multiple strikes against
I heard there was
going
going to be a lot of drafting like this year. They're going to try and employ as much people as they can to.
Well, do we have a caller?
No, this is my personal phone.
Oh.
For some reason, someone's trying to call me.
Weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, today, January 4th, there was some attacks. Nobody was killed, I guess.
Okay.
No American citizens were killed, but there was, I guess, short-range missile attacks.
Yeah.
Gunfire, militias attacking these U.S.-owned oil fields, and as well as an Iraqi, I believe, an airstrip used for the Iraqi Air Force, as well as operating U.S. troops out of there.
Yeah.
There was attacks, so.
Okay. So there's a couple things going on between the good old-fashioned Middle East.
There is a lot going
United
on,
States.
yes.
There's always
America.
something going on over
Of
there.
course, and there's always something. KJ, hello, how's it going? James is on here with us. We have a couple viewers.
Hello,
Please
viewers.
give us a call if you have anything to say, whether you disagree, agree, whatever it is that you have going on in your head.
Give us a shout out.
Give us a call,
Give us a call.
855-622-5619. We're here for about a half hour talking to you about all kinds of different things. But right now we're talking about the U.S. and Iran, a little bit of a tension there.
A lot of tension, I
A lot
think.
of tension. Okay, we'll up the ante on that, so we'll give it a 1-up. And, a big tension going on
Big
between
tension.
these two countries, us and Iran. So, KJ says, sup.
Sup,
what's up, man?
buddy?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Austin Dash, he's new to the
Dash
show.
man, yes.
But again, Uber Mike is not here on his show for the
Now,
first edition
Uber
of the
Mike
show.
is
he's-
feeling under the weather today. I have I have a sore throat as well.
Dude, you got.
I'm like-
I got a knee
I'm like the
infection
only
going
one
on
that
again.
is not sick.
Uh-oh.
Knock on wood.
Not anymore. Now it's over. Now you're sick. It's
Oh,
He's sick now.
too bad. Oh,
Yep, we infected
it's
him.
horrible.
damn.
But
not good, man.
yeah, a lot of sickness, and the government's saying the CDC, not the government, the CDC is saying it's been a record flu year.
Yeah, New York is always big on flu. We've always got
Cold weather climate.
Well, you got 50-degree weather one day, 30 the next. I mean, up and down. It's not good.
And we have a lot of people per
A lot of
capita.
people. Yeah.
Well, you gotta understand too. I mean, with drier weather and colder weather, that's when the virus is actually more active and it's more. It can spread easily. So the colder the climate, the faster it's gonna spread.
Easier it spreads.
That's right.
yes.
Yeah. Well, I had my flu shot, and I used to be very skeptical on the flu shot. Everybody's talking about, getting sick, and it was a year since I've gotten the flu shot, and I think I only got the flu once out of like a decade. So starting last year, I started getting the flu shot. It's free. Why not? I didn't get sick, and I'm not worried about getting it anymore. So I don't know. How about you guys?
I didn't get the flu shot this year. I haven't gotten sick with the flu. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
Thank
knock
you.
on wood, buddy.
Very gently.
Yeah, very, very gently,
Very,
because
very
the table,
gently.
for some reason, likes to lose its legs.
It likes
to
to
joist.
joist itself. Now there's a lot of cool up and coming stuff, but one of the things is the vaping ban.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about this a little bit more,
boy.
because I know we've covered this before with promo and all that, but let's talk more about this. What you were trying to tell me before the show started.
So a lot of people are out there. You go to your local gas station, right? You walk in there. You're gonna get yourself a cold beer, a nice cold soda,
of
right?
course, yeah.
Get yourself a 6-pack of Heineken. So,
That's
but
choice.
Heineken? Come
that's
on,
a
man.
mom's
What are
favorite
you talking
beer.
about?
Oh, don't get 'em
Heineken's actually
started.
pretty good.
Oh,
get
now you
started.
change your story.
No.
Just
Oh, no,
shut
no.
up, dude. Just shut up about the Heineken. I believe I deserve
no.
a
Talk
slut for that.
We talk
But
slut,
anyway.
we have a missed call. Please, if you tried calling, for some reason this
Yeah.
phone line decides to not have our
Be
phone.
on the fritz.
Yeah,
Decides
it's
to
on the
joist
fritz a little
itself.
bit. So please give us a call again. If you I just saw it, incoming call, and it just missed it for some reason. Please give us a call again. So these vape
But
bans-
anyway, yeah, you walk inside the gas station, you see these blue e-cigs, You probably saw them well, the past few months, you probably have noticed that you haven't been seeing as many flavors. The government has, we got a caller.
We do have a caller, and hello, you're on the Saturday Night Blitzed.
Hello, caller.
Hey, what's up, man? It's KJ.
Hey, KJ, what's up, man? How you doing?
KJ. Hello.
What's up, man?
Your phone's a little bit staticky.
All right, let's see what we can do here for you.
The phones sometimes are a little wonky, but
Yeah.
just try and stick with us. Sometimes you gotta speak a little louder.
I see what's going on
If
here.
we're on speakerphone, it
Right,
doesn't
I
work
feel
that
you.
well.
Oh, okay, here we go. So,
There we
how's it
go.
going, man? How you doing?
Let's see here. I'm doing good, man. I heard you guys talking about the stuff going on in the Middle East and stuff like that. Well, and Iran and stuff like that. I thought I'd call in and
Yeah.
join into the conversation a bit.
Yeah, man. What's your take on this whole thing? We all know that Trump ordered some airstrikes and killed a very important
Killed
person.
Soleimani,
Yeah.
the
And
terrorist.
everybody's up in arms about this, and there's a
All
lot
of
of
that
sides
is
to the
really
story.
interesting, but did you guys hear about Russia and China and Iran actually running drills together with their war games and stuff like that?
Well, it's funny that you
Yes.
mentioned that because before I even got to say it, I was gonna say everybody's worried about Iran. Honestly, that's not who you want to be worrying about. You want to worry
Russia.
about Russia and China because that's where we're gonna have a little bit of a problem.
China's debatable, but Russia's
Russia
definitely
more than
one of
likely is
those
going to be the challenge.
we
Well,
need to
yeah,
look at.
we've been at war with them since what, the Cold Wars?
Right. So, nah, man, you hit the nail on the head
And
on that.
China
one.
definitely did say too that they had no problem with supplying weapons to other countries and stuff like that, but
Right.
they don't want to get involved with anything because they want to stay neutral.
Yeah.
Now, KG, have you ever heard the term proxy war?
Yeah, well, yeah, very much so. We did that during World War One and Two. Sold guns to people and stuff, right?
Well, yes, but it's been quite frequently that we've technically been fighting with, and we've been in a proxy war, pretty much before 2003. It wasn't as big, but after Iraq in 2003, the battlefield in that region really changed. You got proxy wars with foreign entities supplying weapons, military arms, explosives. Even the short-range missiles that were used on the airfield today, actually, in Iraq, they were Russian-made and they were very recently made.
Okay.
So they were very recently acquired, they're saying. Proxy wars basically are going on today. It's just basically one nation fighting another nation through not using their own troops, but supplying local militias, local armed forces to fight basically the other side's militia that the other side chooses. So Russia tends to go with some of the Iran-backed allies that are not too closely tied with ISIS, but pretty much closely tied in there. So
Right. That makes
it's
sense.
They
quite
have
interesting.
some kind of connection is there.
Even after Russia took up a vicious stance against ISIS in 2016,
They
they had a
did, I
couple
remember that.
planes brought down, even in Russia.
Yeah, I remember that.
They had their own 9/11, so that took a very stiff stance. But then you get these guys supporting Iran-backed Hezbollah, a lot of other, the Muammar Iraqi-backed militia. A lot of crazy stuff happening.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, man. It's really interesting just the way that it's all playing out. And the weirdest thing about it too is just how these nations are really connected to each other and stuff like that. But it's more of like a money fight, It's driven by money and things like that. It's talking back in my ear to me, my voice is, and it's so awkward. I'm just saying.
I would
But,
just,
yeah,
if you
it's
could, just
really
probably maybe
weird.
turn it
Weird
down. I don't
stuff.
know.
yeah,
Sometimes
turn
it,
down,
sometimes
but,
well, it's because it's delayed.
there is a reason they're attacking the U.S.-owned entity oil fields right now.
Yeah.
Those were some of the targets today, and they know
Oh,
the
yeah,
oil
definitely,
skyrockets.
definitely.
I don't know if anybody paid attention to the prices per crude gallon today, but they skyrocketed.
Of course, because they're
So-
using this whole thing as an excuse to raise the gas prices.
Yes, so we are going to be paying
A little bit more
higher
top
gas
dollar.
prices. So get
Well,
your
it's gonna
gas
be like
right now
five,
if you
six.
can.
Well, it's gonna be like what, $5-6 a gallon?
I don't
I
know,
don't know if it's
but
going to go up that much, but realistically, we might see it go about 4 or even over that.
Do you guys
so
believe
we've had
also
before.
that even if we were thrown into an actual really bad war or whatever, that the nation would actually be able to come together like it has in the past, which has made our victories come through? Do you think the way the political climate now is and just the way that people interact with each other, that we would even be able to pull out on top because of how disconnected we are.
We are pretty divided. I mean,
Facts.
we were united back in 2001 when 9/11 happened, but let's fast forward to now.
There's talks of civil
It's
war
terrible.
from
Oh, yeah.
politicians. That you got the Democrats urging violence against Republicans.
Yeah, you got that going
It's
on.
getting out of hand.
It
so
is.
A political destabilization is a good point for a country to turn to war sometimes, but in the aspect, do we really need to get into another war right now?
Well, we've
No.
already had the
I
Civil
wouldn't
War
think we
back
did.
in the
No,
We
80s.
could
I'm
handle
not
this
pro-war, but-
very well with, I believe,
Hopefully, we can avoid this whole big
send
fiasco.
special forces in there, small unit tactics to take out special targets,
Right.
drone strikes, a lot of other things, If we keep bombing Iran's, I know that it's hard to say it, but these high-ranking military officials, if they're traveling out of the country
Yeah.
and starting stuff with other local militias to attack American embassy or American interests, they can be considered as targets, as we've just seen
Agreed.
with General Soleimani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
There's
and
always
also
corrupt
the
somewhere in the
weirdest way is the way
when
that
you get
America
military
really
power.
fits in the eyes of everybody else in the world, you know what I mean? Because everybody else in the world kind of looks at us a certain way because of the way that we have conducted ourselves in the past. Vietnam, a lot of the things we've done in the Middle East already for oil, and we're kind of starting to look like bad guys. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
Yeah.
If you look at that region, they've actually thousands of years. That region has constantly been in fighting. People have literally been bred into a world of violence, ethnic cleansing of different groups throughout, even going back to the biblical times. But when you look at it, even in the 80s, the Soviets went into Afghanistan. They had their Vietnam and Afghanistan in the 80s. They really sustained heavy losses and completely pulled out of there. So the local people are very resistive to any sort of foreign influence. And we've even been seeing news clippings of Iraqi citizens saying, we don't want Americans, but we don't want Russians or Iranians in here too.
Right.
The people don't want this war
Nobody
to
does.
be
No one
fought
wants
on
the
their
war.
soil.
Nobody wants
just
a war, period.
because, just because Iran
Unless
and
you're rich
Russia want to
and in
fight a
power.
war, they're like, well, let's do it as far as possible. Let's do it in the the Middle East.
Right.
It's hard.
It is.
right,
It's a
yeah,
tough one.
testing ground with it format.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Every time I think of war,
Yeah,
like I
well,
think
dude, thanks for letting me call in.
Definitely, man.
No,
Please.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you calling in, and
Yeah,
please
please call in
definitely
more.
call in more.
We
We'd love
appreciate
talking with you.
Watching your guys' show. Keep doing the shit, man.
Yeah, man. We, we're based, like I said, we're based on Rochester. I think you're from the area. I mean, you must be from the area, right? I'm sure you're from.
Yeah, we're around the same area.
All right, cool.
I live in Williamson, probably like 35 minutes out.
Okay, yeah. So Wayne County, that's pretty close to
Williamson,
Rochester.
did you say?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Williamson.
oh, that's a nice place.
Well, man, I appreciate we all appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
And thank you for talking with us. We, like I always say,
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
agree, disagree, whatever it is. if
Call in. It's your
just call in.
platform to talk, and we really
Exactly.
appreciate you calling in, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Take-
Awesome. Well, I'll check you all later. Keep on doing the thing.
Thanks,
All
man.
right,
Take it
you
easy.
Too.
You
Peace.
too.
And that was an awesome call
That
from
was an
KJ.
awesome call.
I guess his
KJ,
name.
thank you for
from
calling in.
Williamson, New
Yeah,
York.
thank
Yes.
you, man.
Thank you for calling in, KJ, and it was great talking with you.
Nick definitely was talking on here. He said it's all the tariffs. Well, the tariffs, we all know what's going on with that. The tariff taxes and all that. Did it die down? I think something with China. Didn't it die down or something?
We have tariffs on China right now. We have tariffs on Russia.
Okay.
Sanctions. We have sanctions and tariff sanctions. A lot of different things going on. China, Russia. We don't do much training with Iran after the Obama administration was done shoveling them money, but
Yeah.
Pretty much.
China's tariffs kind of have backed down because of recent. There has been things that the Hong Kong issue going on a month ago. That was really
Yeah.
a show.
We all
of
know
force.
there's a shit show going on in Hong Kong.
And these
Venezuela,
people are
of course, still
being
going on.
Prosecute. Yeah, Venezuela's out of the news. Nobody. No, I haven't seen any news reports on Venezuela in about 2-3 months.
Me neither.
And there's still basically a civil war going down
Yeah.
in that country.
So one thing I want to talk about before, because we're coming up to the half-hour showtime here. I want to talk about the reform that Andrew Cuomo had set in effect here for the first of the year. All these people getting released from jail. What do you think about this, Zookeeper?
I think this is a horribly bad thing.
I think it's terrible. I mean, like, why would you? It's like, I don't know.
It's a tough one, man. It shouldn't have happened. We shouldn't have all these people just getting released.
Why would you
There's
release
violent
like
people getting released?
Yeah, I mean,
why would you release criminals like that? Like, especially violent. If they're going to do like a repeat, it's like, what's going to happen to them? Oh,
Does
they're
anybody
gonna
remember,
just get away with it? No.
Does anybody remember Officer DePonzio
Yeah.
being shot in the back of the head?
Yep.
Now,
The kid that did that, he's,
kid, I'm not going to give it. He doesn't deserve to be mentioned.
No,
on the
we're not
show,
going to mention his name.
He is, I guess, 1920 something now.
Yeah.
Or I mean, he's
He's got to be in
more
his
than
20s
that.
now.
Yeah,
He's
he's
gotta be,
20
like,
something now.
Early 20s or something like that. Maybe
He back in 2017, he was arrested again
drug charges.
for fentanyl, selling fentanyl in the city of Rochester. So you got
Gross.
these types of people being released back into the public.
Drug
that-
dealers.
murderers, cop shooters, whatever you want to call it, rapists. Yeah.
It's not good. And with the SAFE Act and all that. Now, I wish I got the video. I think you saw it on Uber Mike's page. He put it on there. There was a shooting in Greece by Bathtub Billy's.
Yes, by I
wish I got that
the
on here. I
Grace
would've
Ridge
put it on
Mall or
No, it wasn't even there. It was
by
it was
Bathtub
West
Billy's?
Ridge Plaza. West Ridge Plaza.
Yeah,
West
it
Ridge
was
Plaza.
near
Billy's.
the Grease Ridge Mall. It was a little bit past
A little bit
that.
past it. Yeah.
So I had
is
seen the
near-
Rapid
video.
gunfire just shooting off.
When that happened, there was a video on the news and it popped up over Mike. He was with me at the time, so he said, "Come over here and watch this." And in the video, you can see multiple people shooting at each other.
Yeah, it was not good.
You know, and New York State's one of the hardest states to get a pistol permit in.
Yep.
And it, you know,
Must have
law
been easy for that
abiding.
person.
No, this person obviously wasn't licensed by a state
No,
to
obviously
carry
not. It was easy for them
a
to get it off the
handgun.
street.
They got a gun
illegally.
off the street, and then you do this to licensed gun owners, make it harder for them to, you know, obtain these weapons. And I understand that, but again, you know.
Yeah.
There's just some people in this world that just doesn't deserve to have a gun,
And then
especially if they're
limiting-
gonna be this erratic.
Rightful law-abiding firearms owners, you know, abilities to defend themselves properly with their, you know, rifle, whether it be a rifle or shotgun of whatever, handgun of choice, whatever firearm you choose to defend your home, which is a constitutional right.
It is a
It is.
constitutional right.
You have the
but-
right to bear arms.
But apparently some laws, you know, state that you need a permit. And I understand you got to go through the background checks and all that and vetting. But I think they've gotten to a point where it actually does us more harm than good because no matter what, let's all just admit it, criminals are going to get their hands
firearms
on firearms regardless.
And banning certain features, just banning features on. Now, I understand if you
That's
don't
because
want
people
people
go
to
to
have
the
100
black
round.
market. That's where they get their guns.
Yes, exactly.
I get it if you don't want the average citizen to have 100 round mags.
well,
but at
that's
the
a
same
little,
time,
yeah, exactly.
That's a little
you
bit
can go
overkill.
out
You don't need that.
and get on the
Nobody
black
needs it.
market. You can get drum mags that are 100 rounds.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
it's probably not easy to find, but they're out there.
Oh yeah, there's
You know.
there's ways to get them.
Well, we're reaching that half-hour mark.
Yes, we're reaching the
I
half
do
hour
want to
mark.
sit here and say to you, please watch Wednesday night, The Afterburn. It will host an announcement and a surprise regarding the future of the show. We are going to have some competition and all that, but this has to tie into it. Also, don't forget to tune in on these guys' show next Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be here.
We'll be here at 10.
Yeah.
And one more thing, if anybody is interested, the flavored e-cig disposable pod, they are set to not be able to be sold in New York in less than 20, I believe it's 28 days now. So by the end of the month, this month, pods such as, your Jewel pods, your Tide pens, your blue e-cig, any type of little disposable pre-filled flavored ones, stock up on them now because they will
Going
not
away.
be available. Yes, and this
Going
is a
bye-bye.
nationwide thing. So, large capacity vaping tank devices are okay. But other than that, get them done. Thank you for watching, folks.
Yes, thank you. Also, follow us on all social media. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is you favor watching us on, which is Facebook and YouTube. Follow
Give us
on
some
all that.
emails.
Yes,
we need
emails.
some emails.
The
Call
M-Balm
into the
Effect
show.
at gmail.com. Don't forget to call into the show. Save our number into your phone. When you watch us live, just click that call button. You'll be right in here.
Just do
no
it.
problem. So, Afterburn this Wednesday. Special announcement, special surprise. Be
Lots of
there.
cool
What
stuff.
time on the Afterburn? 10?
Always 10 p.m.
Always 10
Always 10
p.m.
p.m.
Both shows.
All right.
So please tune in. We love you guys. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Peace
It's the
out,
M-Balm Effect
folks.
Blitz.
Drive safe.
Bye.
We'll see you next time on the Blitz.